Hello, hello! What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to Maverick Workshop. Right before I was about to get this stream started up, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I swiped the this box that was on the table and dumped out all the blanks. Fortunately, they were all the same. It's just now I got to go back and recount, make sure that we got all of them that I was intending to have in the first place. So I've got that going for me. So that's fun. Let's see. Let me get the chat window up here. Let's see. I just did posted a video, and it is the part one of my bespoke pin series. So I have the other parts done. Just need to basically read what I have written down. But yeah, making good progress. So my dad came yesterday. He came over and was hanging out, and he was helping out with some stuff here and there, which is pretty fun. It's always fun to have your dad helping you in the workshop. It's like, I don't know, the roles have turned in some ways, you know. Let me listen to myself right quick. See how we're sounding. So I was trying to figure this out, man, but it just did not want to. Okay, we're actually doing pretty good. There we go. Oh yeah. All right. Well, that's good enough. That is good enough, man. Okay. But that is going to be a 6-part series. And you know, it's pretty short relative for my normal videos. They're pretty short. This one, the first one was like 5.5 minutes, which is, you know, for me, it's a pretty short one. But you know, if you know, you know, I reckon. Okay, so I was gonna do all these regulars here, and then I decided to throw them all on the ground. So let me get reorganized here. Yeah, then we're gonna be turning pretty much all day. But it'll be pretty cool. Pretty cool. We got summer break, summer vacation coming up. Has anybody got anything going on that they're doing? Am I crazy? What in the heck? Okay. So there's that and that. And down here. So I guess I have done more than I thought. That's fun. Okay, there's those and those. So we've got 2 sets that I'm working on right now. One set is called Summer Splash, and they look like this. Alrighty, golly. There. Alright, this one's called Summer Splash. Whoop. Okay, so these look pretty darn cool. Let me hop over. There we go. So, yeah, these blanks are called Summer Splash. I really like them. little bit of a neon pink, yellow, green, and blue, which is pretty fun. And then you can kind of see in the middle, it's got quite a bit of clear, transparent, whatever you wish to call it. And some of them are already done, but I'll let Abby show you that here in a little bit. The other ones that we're going to be working on are these, which are our sandy beach, what we call them. So, pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. So I'm going to kind of divide these up into size so I can make the fewest adjustments possible on my lathe for any sort of production type of work here. So this is basically how I'm configured. Here we go. So all of my regulars, all the minis, and then I've got the larges over here as well. We just have a variety of sizes to reach or have the reach and satisfy a nice variety of grip types, we'll say. So pretty fun. But yeah, I hope everybody is doing well and able to hear me just fine and all that stuff. It didn't sound like I needed to do anything different as far as the audio went, but I'll let y'all be the determining factor of that. So here we are. Yeah, cool. It's good enough, right? Make sure that we're starting off clear. Morty. Oh, Morty. Little morning cafe as well. Whoop! There we go. Yeah. Pretty excited about that vid. All of the vids, really. I think it'll be very helpful for a lot of people. But, yeah. Boom. All right. So the other thing that we've got that I don't know if I'll actually turn any of them right now, but we've got a different one as well that'll be for a little bit further in the future. But Abby's doing really well taking doing the advanced work or the work in advance. Woo! Blanks in advance. My goodness. I hope it ain't gonna be one of those days, man. Yeah. Alright, so working on a Jet 1221. If you ask me what my thoughts are on what lathe you should get one that has a variable speed and has enough swing and room between centers for you to turn what it is that you want to turn. That's what I would suggest. And then Morse taper 2s. Boom. Video complete. All right, Morty, get to work. All right, position this. So I guess a little rule of thumb here is if you're turning thicker blanks as well, like I will be, it would be best to prep the tool rest for the larger one if you're just trying to figure out where you want to be. So for the style of turning that I'm doing, it's definitely going to be fit. Make sure that you can fit the larger diameter one in the in between, and have plenty of room on the on the lathe for the. So let's see if I can even get this one to hold. Yeah, that's good enough. So you can see it's got plenty of room for the large and thin. So just throwing that out there as a little helpful tip, because you don't want to have to reposition this thing every single time. And then, not sure if it really matters, but the tailstock over here, I have the quill out. Yeah, sorry. I have the quill out, probably a little more than I normally would, but that's alright. Typically you want as close to the, everything as close to where it can be as possible. So when it comes to the quill, you want the quill as far back as you can, and you want everything as compact and tight and all that stuff. Let's see. What number are we doing? Whip out. Alright, this one may not end up being controlled. We'll see. But yeah, is anybody else got big summer plans? They're just holding back on me. We'll be going to the beach. It's what we do every year with the in-laws. We go on a nice little beach trip and just chill. Although I struggle with chilling, so. Anybody else get like restless thinking about sitting on a beach and not doing anything? Come on, there's got to be somebody. So everybody else is cool, just chilling on the beach, doing nothing. And I'm the only one that gets restless. Alright. That's actually seeming about right anyways, as far as the consensus of everybody else that I am around when I'm there. So, I'll bring an escape rope, also known as a motorcycle, to the beach. That way I can depart should I desire. But yes. Oh, also, crew. Thank you all so much for all the views and all the time watching and everything. Man. We are almost at the 4,000 hours as well. We were at 3,020 last time I looked. So we're getting to that next threshold, so I'm pretty excited about that. Don't really know what to expect, because, you know, it's more like it pops up and tells me about it, and I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. A couple other things you might be able to see on the board. I don't know if it's going on the small thumbnail here, but still on the vertical, I guess. Is I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a Facebook group now that I just started, and I'm still working on ironing out the specifics about it, but it's going to be pretty much pen makers. Or spindle turning people for the most part. I very much gravitate towards pins and stuff like that, so that is probably what the main focus will be, how to do different things that you know, are not simple to figure out. So that's kind of the intent, and if you think that you're a good fit for it, by all means, hop on in. And then also, if you're newer and you want to get into like bespoke pin making, that's also the intent. be able to show how I make one of them and then maybe have workshops. I don't know. It'll be a lot of trial and error until I start getting feedback, which is something, isn't it? Hoping it'll be something that's well received, and the goal is to have a nice community that looks to grow as a maker, that is. And I think the other aspects of it would just happen as far as getting consistent, getting better at doing certain things, and yeah, have some fun little fundraisers and stuff like that. Anyway, I believe that the group is considered private, but you can still see it publicly. And then let's see. But yeah, it's got a couple questions, not all inclusive. I was supposed to work on that this weekend, but had company, and we were trying to get even more ahead because we have an upcoming trip. Anyway, that's what this one's looking like. Pretty cool. If you've used pastel pigments before, you'll know that you have to get those stirred very, very well to avoid having any inclusions, like the little pigment schmeckles. So like there's a small, shoot, hold on, let me wipe this lens. Sorry. Let's see. You can kind of see it right there. Come on. Alright. Well, maybe you can't see it. I tried. But yeah, there's little pigment spots that can appear because it wasn't thoroughly dissolved in the resin. So it's one of those things where you can potentially run into something like that. But yeah, what, anybody else working on something? Mav, what's up, man? Sorry, Lawrence. I am helloing myself. Good grief. How you doing, Lawrence? It's good to see you, man. I was reading the comment and working on my response at the same time. Whoops. Well, yeah, working on some diamond painting pins again today. As you know, this is the main thing I do. That's good, that's good. What, let's see. What were you working on? You were working on some scroll saw stuff, weren't you? Working on a box? How's that going? Is that right, though? Isn't that what you were working on? Yeah, as far as that group goes, I can't really do anything right now as far as bringing people in. But I do go and check it after the stream, and then get people approved and come in. Looking at Jesus. That's right. How's that coming along? Making good progress? That's awesome, man. Yeah, man. What, Lawrence, if you don't mind me asking, or anybody else really, what other type of stuff would you like to see on stream, or what kind of topics would you like me to talk about, or anything like that? I got part 1 up on my channel, and the other ones will be shortly behind it. How you doing, Lord? Lord all. Well, I will say some wood can be quite vibrant. This is resin, but you can absolutely get wood to be pretty bright as well. And the cool thing about it is it's got like the different bird's eyes and stuff like that. And I picked up some from one of the shows recently. So these are actually dyed and stabilized blanks here, and got them from Leaping Lemur when I went to that. Oh yeah, here's some stuff that's identifiable too. So this is maple burl stabilized, and then this is flaming box elder. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to put this onto something because I don't think I can make it like a standalone thing. Let's see. No. All right, my bad. See, those are the types of things. Once I get a read on you, then I'll know a little bit more, and I'll know that that's what you do. But yes, it is pretty neat. Pretty neat. I don't do any stabilizing or anything. But sorry about the joke. Kind of missed that one. You just enjoy watching the pin making? Thanks, Lawrence. But yeah, Lord, are you a turner? I know the Lord Jesus, he was a carpenter. So maybe with a name like Lord, you are also a carpenter. LGBT handle. Well, I mean, Summer Splash, non-discriminate, indiscriminate. So, sure, could be. All right, these are going to look even cooler, shined up, because then these glitter. You'll be able to see that a little bit better too, which is going to be fun stuff. So, these are pretty fun. But yeah, are you a what's that? Thaddeus Thunder? Sorry if I get your name wrong or your handle wrong. But yeah, pretty much. It is a handle for diamond painting pens. I have made some fairy hair handles too. those were kind of fun. I don't know if you've ever heard of fairy hair, but it's got a little latch on the handle. So yeah, they are a thing as well, and you can absolutely make a handle for it. Who knows? Maybe even a whole business out of that. I'm always on the lookout for those types of things because that's what I enjoy. I enjoy all kinds of stuff as far as deconstructing and then reconstructing in a different way, or reskinning something. And reskinning meaning by giving it a different design or color things. Oh, nice. You got lots of pin blanks coming, huh? Or pin kits. Yeah, nice. Have you picked out some blanks for them yet, or what kind of kits did you get, or anything like that? Tell me more. I want to know. But yeah, those writing pins are pretty cool too. I also figured out how to do the e-painter, and I did it a little bit different. If you're familiar with diamond painting pens, then you'll probably know at least of the e-painter, which is kind of like a vacuum. I guess it's gaining a little bit of traction. A lot of people are liking testing it out, and people like it because it doesn't leave any residue from the putty or from the wax or anything like that that's used, because it just uses air to suction the tip to or the drill to the tip. This is going down a very strange road without visual references. But anyway, e-painter. Draw all the way through, put the tube through, and then make your handle. Let's see, Big Ben cigar, nice. Already have a few blanks. Sweet. What kind of blanks are you going to be using on those? Some, I think gunstock barrel is oak. So I'm sure it comes in a variety of those as well. That's cool, man. You building up some inventory, Lawrence? Or are they lined up for someone already? The maple, oh, that's right. The maple is another common one for use for that. You are absolutely right. Yes. Yeah, from my understanding, the bolt action pin kits also do really well, especially if you're putting like some Fordite hybrid or some hybrid. This is a 26. Like different hybrid stuff. Yeah. I guess the main thing when you're making a variety of or a bulk of something. I don't know how well you can see this one, but this one is going to be a little bit thinner. You can see a little how round it is. That's okay. We're actually going to flip it around real quick. Oh, nice. Gonna make some. Cool, cool. When you bought the kits, did you happen to get 2 sets of bushings or 1 set, or did you get a starter kit? Or I usually keep an eye out for like starter kits, and then I'll buy the starter kit with like 5 kits and then the bushings. That's usually what I will do, because I don't make enough kits to have like a lot of inventory or anything. But let's see. But yeah, the let's see. Yeah, wood on pins is pretty well received. It really just depends on the people that you are making them for, you know. But yeah, when I do buy kits, I'll buy them in sets of 5. That way, one, I get a good deal, and then it comes with like the free bushings too. So, oh, these are Big Ben as well. Cool. But yeah, then I'll just keep the bushings in it, so I'm good to go. And then usually, if I'm making them, I'll go ahead and make all 5 or whatever. But I'll also keep them for a rainy day, you know. Sometimes it's like, oh man, I gotta make a gift right quick. Or somebody needs a gift. Perfect. I've got just the thing. So I also have some on standby. I had a friend, well, one of my kids' friends came over, and the dad came over as well, checking out the workshop, having some ideas and stuff like that happening, and then ended up giving him a DuraClick EDC pin that had Purple Heart that I had burned. So pretty cool to be able to have those available. And then I also have like slim lines for the people come over and they want to try out something. Slim lines are the I made a video on it, but I don't know how. I might not have been super duper clear about why I think that it is the best, but just that I think the slim line is the best. So I guess I'll go ahead and ramble it right now. I think it's the best because it teaches you how to turn with bushings, teaches you the parameters of the mandrel. It's giving you 2 chances to shape something to match up, and then it's also got the sanding stuff. So as a learning pin, that is the best way I could think of as far as a kit goes. You don't have to make kits though. Most of the stuff that I do, I don't actually use a kit. So when you think about like the cost aspect of it, you can pretty easily see that no kit is cheaper. However, your target audience is very different when it comes to a product type of thing. Oh, cool! Got 2 starter sets, made your own abrasive paste. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. The only abrasive, well, I mean, we use the magic juice. Goodness gracious. We use the magic juice. But yeah. The friction polish, are you going to be using like a shellac? Like the shellac flakes and then mixing it with denatured alcohol? Is that what you're going to do? Or the mineral spirits? I don't know which. I guess you can call it either one. Because it's pretty neat. Pretty cool stuff. And I've got some that I've had for such a long time that, well, it should be swapped out because it might not have the evaporative properties. Like it might have been reduced already to whatever, because the some of those shellacks have shelf lives because of the alcohol evaporating out of it, just like sitting on the shelf, that is. Because I just leave mine out in the garage, so I'm not surprised when it happens. But yeah, that's why some people, they make a smaller amount. That way they just have a little container that's got it, and then they just go from there. They just make like a much smaller portion of it, and then after like 4 or 6 months or something, then they'll swap it if they're going to have like a project that's going to require a decent amount. They'll make some more. Yeah, there's some really good videos out there of like different types of finishing stuff. I was going to do a video about all the different finishes I've got and I've tried, but I haven't. It'll take a little while. Okay, use shellac, already mixed DNA, right on. Cool, man. Well, let me know, make sure you document, I would say, make sure you document the ratios that you're using if you're going to wing them. That way you can replicate those results if you wanted to do it again. I haven't done that. Although I was looking at French polishing. Anybody know anything about French polishing? I think that's what it's called. So I was trying to figure out, as I don't turn very much wood, I was trying to figure out like one of the more durable, longer lasting finishes for wood and not have to do CA finishes. It's sometimes unavoidable, but I'm just thinking, because right now for wood, all I'm doing is some Mylan's friction polish and then Triple E. And that's after I dry sand and then wipe off the surface. But that's how I sand wood if I'm not CAing it. CAing is a little different. But yeah, from my understanding too, let's see. There is a shellac. There we go. So there's a shellac that, there we go. There's a shellac that we used for when we made hybrids. I would cut the wood, and then we would cover it with this, and then let it cure, and then do it a couple times before actually putting the resin onto it. So that hopefully the bubbles from the wood are going to go the opposite direction than up in the resin. Same mixture. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to have to spend some time and learn about that. Because wood finishing is not, well, I guess finishing in general is not really my thing. When it comes to turning, at least. Abby does the sanding for the most part. But yeah, that's some good stuff. And I haven't had issues. I think like the worst case is that it ends up being like a little gummy because it's not evaporating the same way. Because it doesn't have as much alcohol, but I don't know. I've had one of these for years, and it still seems fine. So, I guess it's one of those things where you're like, is it the best? Or is it good enough? Not to be confused with like good enough based on not knowing enough. Which is also an interesting position. Because in some cases, I think some people say that they don't like a CA finish because they don't like to do it. But I also think that there are people that are able to do it that say that they also like the appearance of wood instead. But the ones that don't know how to do a CA finish, I would say are the ones that are probably like, yeah, I just think that you don't want to learn how to do a CA finish. But the ones that have put the time in to figure out how, and they still like a wood finish over it, I don't know. In my opinion, it gives them more credibility. But maybe that's just me. I think to have a informed opinion about something, you will have to have experienced it in some form or fashion. So, I guess this is one of those things. Goodness gracious. Well, once you get that formula dialed in, man, let me know. You start selling some. Give a whirl. Just true oil. I suppose I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. But yes, I've used a lot of different stuff, like the Odie's, the other shellac, triple E. Done Zona paper with the plastic stuff, micro mesh. We cut our own papers now. I've used the Avernat paper. Obviously the dry sandpaper. But yeah, a lot of stuff I've tried. So Let's see. I guess I'll just leave it here. But yeah, True Oil, I'm not sure if I've used that. Some of them, I've used tung oil, and I did it like a lot of times, but that's what I did on my mallet. So I made a mallet. It was nice, but the wood I chose was kind of stupid. I'm pretty sure this is cherry. Not a good wood to create a mallet out of, I don't think. Or maybe I'm just hitting it on things that I shouldn't. One of those. Anyway, the reason I even showed that is because I used tung oil on it, but I used the tung oil quite a few times. Like a lot of different layers, and over time it's supposed to harden the outside with the more layers and curing and so on. But I guess not hard enough for the purposes I had. Let's see. It's good for gun stock. It should be good for pin. Yeah, I suppose, as long as it doesn't like I said, I'm not sure what it is, but hopefully it doesn't like off gas. Like a way to try that out is by doing a finish in it and putting it in like a plastic bag to see if you get moisture in the bag. It'll let you know if it's off gassing. But yeah, it's probably going to be stinky if that were the case. If this is a gun oil that you're talking about. So, something to consider. But, sounds cool with me. Just trying to use what you can find locally. Right on. Well, shellac is from the lac bug. It's a beetle that's on a tree that if you ever get the chance to take a look at that, maybe I'll even make a video on it because it's pretty neat. There should be one if there isn't, about the lac beetle and why shellac is the price that it is, and why people get shellac flakes, and then they're reconstituted for the purists. So all those things are pretty neat, but it's harvested from trees, and it is the lac bug that creates that, and then they just scrape it off and they refine it, and it ends up being flakes. I think it's actually spread out across a sheet or something once it's in the liquid, like a syrupy kind of form, and then it's spread out kind of like hardtack candy or something. And then yeah, you just kind of reconstitute it or dissolve it in the denatured alcohol. Anyway, probably more than you wanted information was. But yeah. Yeah, so I don't have any of the flakes, but you can buy the flakes and it's shelf stable much better. But yeah, local stuff is that's good too. Yeah. There's a lot of really interesting finishes that people have used over the years. So I suppose that could be a pretty interesting thing to talk about as well at some point. True, as a hand rub finish. All right, so it's kind of like you're doing the patina on the wood in advance, I guess. So I was thinking, when I make wooden pins, I think it would be pretty interesting to have a place where you do actually grip. Makes me wonder though. Let's see. Let me see if we have something right quick. Huh. Oh, okay. Interesting. True oil. Is it smooth, clear? Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna have to look into that. I like to see. This is why it's awesome having people around, people in the community sharing stuff like that, and you know. Never mind. Alrighty. What shape is this? One. Okay. Come on. All right. Very smooth finish. Hey, that's good, man. That's what we want. I'm gonna have to sneak a peek at it. Let me actually. Oh, let me write it down. True oil finish. See, whiteboard's got multiple uses. I've heard of some weird stuff too, as far as like speedy finishes. Somebody was talking about dipping it into like polyacrylic or something like that. So that was kind of interesting. We didn't have it cure, or it didn't want to cure, it seemed. And then if you don't do like a good foundation, it's not going to set either, I don't think. But, you know, I was thinking with the wood, and if the polyacrylic is like thin enough, it'll just go right into the nooks and crannies of it all. But I haven't quite figured it out yet. So Morty's getting choked up here and getting emotional. But yeah, the polyacrylic is down here. And then tried a lot of different stuff. And you know, you just gotta try things to see if it even works for one, and then the next step is does it work as well as you want it to be? But yeah, I even did like timestamps of this stuff. So we were thinking this stuff, so we'll do one at a time. We're trying this where we just like dipped it in there and then saw what happened, and then same thing with this one. So I haven't reached the results that I was happy with yet, so tools made by EasyWood. Okay, interesting. What do you need to sand that to? Some things are reluctant to be on something that's sanded to like 800 plus, sometimes even 600 plus. Because it just doesn't want that smooth of a surface to start off with, because there's nothing for the little for the liquid to grab a hold of to remain on the surface, if that makes sense. Thinking about it, I could actually test this on a piece of sandpaper. That's interesting. I'm going to write that down. Try. Because if we found out what sandpaper that it would like cover up smooth-wise, then we would be able to like reverse plan that and then determine that you have to sand up into this grit. You know what I mean? That would be a way to determine that, I think. We started wet sand 320, use walnut oil for wet sanding. Interesting. Watch Mr. Mike from, okay. Interesting. So you wet sanded wood with, interesting. A little bit of moisture can cause the fibers to raise up on wood, from my understanding, but I've never wet sanded wood on its own. And I mean, monkey see, monkey do, man. That's not a big deal. It's it's the best way to learn. You take a look at what's already working, and then you do that, and then you start doing it enough times, then you start doing it the way that you want it to be, and boom, now you've got your own process and all that stuff. So pretty cool, I would say. Some people forget that last step of doing their own thing. But it is what it is. What can you do? Might as well, in my mind, people might as well see the way that I do it, that way that they can see if that's the way that they want to do it. And so with that, we want to make sure that, well, I want to make sure that it will work in most situations. I mean, I'm not. I like to think I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to things that I am unfamiliar with, or even stuff that I am familiar with. Because, you know, the longer you stay flexible and open to the different potentials that you might not have thought about, then I think that's a good place to be. Maybe it's also good to be stubborn in some cases, I guess. But I'm not there yet, I don't think. At least on everything. Right on, Lawrence. Thank you for hanging out, man. Good chatting with you. Good luck on your project, and I hope that you get those kits cranked out and it goes the way you want them to. Yeah. Alright, friends and friends. I hope y'all are doing well today. Working on some diamond painting pins for an upcoming drop. Let's see. I'm turning on a Jet 1221 variable speed lathe. And I'm using EasyWood Tools Carbide. However, the cutter heads, I do not use the EasyWood Tool Carbide inserts because I would have to buy a lot of them, and that would be very challenging. So if you were interested and you were, well, I guess here's the other caveat to that, is you also have to be willing to have a slightly inferior carbide insert as well, because I buy them in sets of 10. They look like this. I buy them in sets of 10, and these all fit with the EasyWood Tool Carbide sprue. So if you were using the EasyWood CI3, there we go, sorry, the CI3, these will fit on it. So there you go. That's a good tip right there. And I think that they're like, I don't know, I think it's $25 for 10 or $16 for 10, somewhere around there. But the main thing is you just buy a few and then you're able to just use it over and over again. Oh, right on, man. No problem. Just couldn't get enough yet. You haven't reached your quota with me. One of the main reasons. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I do tend to explain things a little slower. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That's really good feedback. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, those carbide inserts are good for that. And if you did find that listing, you would also be able to find the other ones for the various sizes that are EasyWood tool. But I mean, if you like using the EasyWood tool ones, or you don't go through very many of them, I wouldn't suggest changing necessarily. Theirs are good. It's just that I go through one every 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks. So every 100 pins or so is when I use another one. Or if I drop the tool, sometimes that'll happen and then it ships out. So if I did that on a $25 carbide, I'd be pretty unhappy. But it's one of those things, I reckon, that I figured out so you didn't have to. I think now it actually says that it's fit for that, but when I was buying them a few years ago, that wasn't the case. And I've got over 60 different carbides that I haven't. Oh, speaking of which, shoot, we went to where was it? What was it called? Not Woodcraft. Oh my goodness, Rockler. So we went to Rockler today, and I picked up, at least, I don't remember if we bought it or not, but I picked up a carbide sharpener. Oh, no problem, man. That's kind of how streams go. There's like a good solid audience, and then it drops down to like what is it? A little crowd, and then it pops back up, and so you're good. Let's see, what number was that? 8. Yeah, I would say that the opposite is also true. Where some people would rather me just get to the point. So there's that. But if I'm trying to teach you how to do something, or if I'm explaining something thoroughly, it's going to take a little bit of time. Let's see. Yeah, you'd like to get the carbide sharpener as well. I'll say this, that there is a diamond card that you can get that's, I think, less, like $10 or something like that. About $10. It might have fallen off the side here or something. Anyway, it's somewhere around. There it is. It's just a diamond card sharpener. So this little guy here is what I've used, and it's got one side and then the other side's for holding. So you can, get some and then just kind of clean it. I think it's a 600 grit. Yeah, it's a 600 grit. This is what I use here. But like I said, it hasn't been very much or very often. Because I don't think about it until I actually need it, and then when I need it, I don't want to think about sharpening it. So one of these days, I won't have something to do, and I will just sharpen it. Sharpen all the ones that I've got, and then cycle them back through. Yeah. I'm not affiliated with EasyWood tools, by the way. The real reason I like them is because they're color-coded, for one, based on the shape. I like that. And then the other thing about it is the length. So the other one I have stops at about here, And it was fine for a while, but it just started, it doesn't give you quite the leverage I want on the back end. So I'm usually holding the handle all the way back here. You can see where my thumb has been. And sometimes anger gets the best of me on some projects, and that's what happened with that. So they're durable. They've taken a slam a few times. I don't think you should get angry at your tools, but what you do. Think about what it's going to do to them. Yeah, I appreciate that. There's a lot of things to be aware of. There's things to know. There's things to look out for. There's just all kinds of stuff. And so, as I think about them, I just try to point them out. Goes from 2 to 600. Okay, that's pretty cool. I do have some whetstones as well that I use for my knives, or the kitchen knives. But yeah, I don't usually sharpen anything else with those whetstones. It would be pretty interesting. Shoot, we can do that right now. Let me see. Yeah. Cruising right along here. Ah. Okay. Good. Okay. But yeah, the other thing about the carbide sharpener that we got from Rockler is, thanks, is that it will, it's got a little holder, so you don't have to have your fingers in contact with it. From my understanding, you don't really want to touch the powdered carbide, and you definitely don't want to do it dry. So you want to make sure it's wet so it doesn't go up into the air and you breathe it, and you still be even more safe by wearing a respirator while doing it. So those things. Let's see what we got here. There it is. So this is a little thing that I picked up. So it's a 1200 grit, and then it's got this little recess here for sharpening. So I'm just going to see what that did, or does, I guess. So, well, that's neat. It's got this side, and then it's got a bigger side as well. Ooh, and that's magnetic. This is magnetic as well. That's convenient. Alright, that's the abrasive. I don't want to put my hand oils on there too much. Then, for the sake of being thorough with it, I wanted to get the honing solution. That's good enough. You won't have to sharpen as often? I hear that. I hear you on that. Okay. Okay, using all sharpening stones. Did I just buy a bottle of water? Who knows? Okay. So we're going to take one of these older ones here. How are we actually going to test this? I suppose. I'm not. I'm not going to test it. How about that? I'm just going to take one of them and then see what it's like to sharpen one. So there's that. So it's got a little bit of clearance there. Yeah, it's got nice clearance there too. Cool. All right. Shake it up, I reckon. Ugh. A little dabble here. I don't know if it needs to like hydrate like regular whetstones or not. Oh shoot. It's all magnetic, so it's just like closing this thing onto that. That's pretty neat. You can definitely see it's taking some of that off. Hmm. All right, come on now. Okay, well, I mean, it looks like a brand new face on it. Cleaned off at least. Let me get a little paper towel right quick. Okay, give that a little wipe off, see where we're at. Wipe it off a couple times before messing with it. You see people use Windex? That's interesting. That feels sharp. Yeah. I would have to like get that little edge guide thing, which I'm not going to do, but could, I suppose. Let's see. I guess for the sake of... I'm going to try this. Here we go. So we're going to see what's actually being scraped. If there's something missing. Because it should just be the highest point of the crown, I would imagine. Okay, we're going to put it on the magnet and then finish off that little bit. Okay, there we go. Probably not ideal to do on your sandpaper thing, but it's for science. Let's throw a little drip on there. Probably way more than I needed, but oh well. We'll put this here, switch hands. Alright, so just do one little scrape. There we go. Yeah, how about that? It is scraping the surface. That's good. At least for now. Windex to wet the stone. Yeah. I don't know what this is. It doesn't smell like anything. Probably ill-advised to sniff the fumes that way, but really didn't seem like there was a fume that came out. Okay. We're going to do a little bit more while we're at it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Ah, okay. You start doing it like that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a side there. Let's see if I can show you. There we go. Check that out. So right here, come on, focus. Anyway, this part down here, right here, it's like it wants to, but it doesn't at the same time. I'm just going to mark where it didn't actually do what it was supposed to, I think. So down there, and then right there, there's like a little shimmer where it didn't actually do it flat. So something to keep in mind, I guess, is make sure that you do it flat as possible and don't favor it one way or the other. I guess as with most any sharpening, you want to make sure symmetry is what you're going for. There, I scraped it again. You can see that little Sharpie spot still. So that means that at some point it tilted upward while I was sharpening. But hey, now we know. We're learning about it. And now this piece is good to go, or this tip. But I will put it back in there for now. Because I still have to rotate this one before. So I got another 50 plus pins with that one. But I don't remember how much this was either, but it wasn't expensive. I'd say that you bypass getting one carbide insert, then you're probably good to go. But yeah, the oil was a little pink, so I don't know if they just put some coloring in it or if it actually was from a different chemical or whatever. But it didn't smell evaporative or anything. Right on, Lawrence. Well, I appreciate you hanging out that extra bit, man. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Yeah, I'd say also if you're doing anything that like with metal shavings or anything like that, you should probably wash your hands and blow your nose, stuff like that. Wash your hands with cold water. Cold water will keep your pores closed. That way the dust doesn't absorb into your skin. if you were wondering why. What an awesome time. Having lots of good chats. Kind of looks stormy today here. Looking through the bottom of the garage door, it looks like there's looks like it's pretty dark outside. Okay. Boom. I like these. Let's see. Alright, so we got these and then the larges. Yes, there we are. Put this back over here. To not be seen for a long time now, I guess. No, I'll have to go through. I gotta fix up my my organization. I went and got that big old cabinet, but it's just been... I didn't know how I wanted to organize it, so it's been a little weird as far as that part goes. Hey, Vinny, what's up, man? Good seeing you. You got a noisy crowd today. I'm just kidding. I got part 1 up for that vid, the video series, so I figured if I can break it down into small enough steps, people will be able to get it no problem. Now I just gotta see if that makes anybody mad. Shouldn't make anybody mad. But yeah, that's the plan, is to get those voiceovers done in a reasonable time. My dad came to the workshop yesterday. It was fun. Fun getting to see him and have him make something. Alright, just need to take a little bit more off that side and then level it out a bit. Let's see, bud. Oh, what are some good beach movies? That's one of the things that we got to figure out. Some good beach movies. Obviously, Jaws is a good one. Like if it's bad weather at the beach or something like that, or later on in the evening. We watched The Meg. That's a good one. Both of them. Jaws, yeah. It is. Just can't beat it. There's Underwater with Kirsten Stewart. I thought that one was pretty cool, actually. But I do pride myself on being able to watch like any movie. These blanks are called, what are they called? Summer Splash, I think. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. Made good progress yesterday as well. I guess that's like the one that we just did, huh? Make it more drastic. So Vinny, that's I'll see you. Actually, let's see. What were we talking about? We were talking about the wood, threaded wood for sections, and then we'll see how it works out for you, right? If you bring it to conclusion, we'll get to see it in Orlando. Well, that's right. You ordered it. Never mind. That's where we were at that. You ordered it, and so you're waiting for it to come. And that was last week. Yes. We're gonna go straight to stabilizing, huh? Not even just see if it'll do it without. Right on. It'll be fun. Yeah, that wood's pretty dense. Oh, also, here's what I do. Alright, let's see. Let's pop over projects right quick. Let's do a different one right here. After I finish this. Come on! Figure to give the best chance? Yeah. Something that's strange is that some people, they use just micarta, and I struggle to think that that doesn't get stained in some way. Like, I've got some micarta. I'll try that another time, but just kind of wondering how well that works. Because, I mean, in a way, that's like stabilized fabric. Not exactly, but, you know, kind of. Let's see. We'll go ahead and do this right quick. Okay, there's that. Alrighty, pop this bad boy out. That little guy in. If you fully saturate, yeah. But then if you saturated, it could potentially swell. And then the other thing I was thinking about is if it does happen to even if it does take well and everything, I'm wondering if where you thread, if that will be affected. But here's the wood that we made before. I'm actually going to make this one for a different pen. So the section size or section diameter is going to be a little larger than my other ones, like my standard. They're usually 12 mil, but for this one we're going to go 14. And it'll be for a pen that's like this one here. I know you've seen this one before, and this is a Catalox. But this is the section we're going to be recreating here, and it's about 14, yeah. So 14, yeah. So that's our target, 14 millimeter. So I'll just lock it in, then we'll see how we look. Because we still got to see how, if ink gets on it, what happens to it, or if it gets wet. Okay, so for my own reference, about that big, or about that big. Okay, so we've got a little reference mark there. Ooh. Alright, just going to take a little square carbide here, we're locked in. This wood is... It looks like tobacco. That's what it looks like. It looks like tobacco. Well, it's turning very nicely, I'll say. I think we're about 15 or so now. A little bit more. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look and see where we are here. A little bit of ways to go still. It's like now we're at 15, so we're still a little bit out. Ooh. The spot making an appearance there. Alright, almost there. So for now, I'm primarily focusing on the ends. See, now I know that that end is good. And then as far as the other end goes, I'll know that it's good. And then I don't worry as much about the middle because I'm going to dip that down. So. See, with a larger diameter section to begin with, you have the ability to do a little bit more exaggerated shapes for grips. So, which is pretty cool. Let's see how this looks on here. Alright, so this is the wooden one that we just made. And we're threading it onto ebonite. And it looks like we got a pretty darn good fit there. Now I'll make sure that the cap still fits over it. Look at that. Boom. So that's looking pretty good. Let me see if I can find my broken section here. Yeah, it broke. It broke on the last stream, I believe, but it'll still serve its purpose. So there's the Joa number 6 nib with its housing. Okay. Pretty flush. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Just had to go a little bit further. Look at that. You know, in smaller pieces, it's easier to appreciate a little more, a little differently, you know. But yeah, that section's pretty cool. I didn't sand it or anything. This is just straight after the tool. Have to make the little recess a little better. But I can do that right quick. Jeez Louise, get out. Oh, yeah, there's the converter fit. I didn't even check that. To make sure that can fit. So I might have to revisit. No, we're good. There. Whoop. And then this doesn't want to come out right now. So I'm going to have to open up that last little bit a little bit. Ouch. I'm going to have to get different pliers for that. Whatever. Well, so far, so good. Threads are holding. The wood has been torqued on, you know, throughout turning it here. And that's a good sign that it's a resilient wood. And then, let's see. As far as the fiber goes, I'm going to have to still check that out and see if it absorbs. Best way to test absorption. Anybody got ideas? Not what I want to do, but can't leave it in there. So what I need to do is open that up a little bit more, I think. But now my nib is all messed up. It's alright. We'll take that to a nib meister. We'll get that taken care of. Just kidding. There was a nib meister out there, they'd be like, what the heck are you doing to it? And they would be very, be right. Like, what in the world are you doing to it? Let's see. I need to... Yes, that. I just need to open up the outside a little bit more. Just to scratch, yeah. I'm going to hop over here on the metal lathe for just a quick second. Just want to fix those two little things right quick. If nothing else, we'll ream it. Go. And then the outer part, we'll just go ahead and hit that just a little bit again. Okay. Now, are we still? Let's see. Well, actually, oh, that's what happened. All right. Well, there we go. Whoop! Womp womp. It cracked. It cracked right there. Whoop. And then it cracked down a little bit. Oh well, it'll still serve a purpose. So I think I tried to open it too much. So I guess note to self, do all the measurements and everything, and if you are going to change something, you should do it while it's as thick as possible and not make adjustments. But that's okay. There are worse things it could have been. Actually, yeah. Could have broke the tenon off. That would have been worse. But whatever. We will revisit later, I reckon. Now I don't feel as bad about it, you know, soaking it. Because that's, I think that's how I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to, I don't know, put it in water. And then put it on a paper towel. And see. Well, I don't know. Because I could just try it on the outside, I suppose. And see what happens with that. Alrighty, let's see. Let me do a little thing right quick. Wait, yeah. Yeah, that could work. But I don't know. Looks cool. I don't know if I have a scale that's going to be that exact, but I don't know. All right. Guess who's making an appearance? All right. Oh man, guess who it is?
Hello, everyone.
Here you go. Don't push buttons.
I will try not to push buttons.
And then you can switch over to anything, or you can stay on that.
Okie dokie. John's gonna go in, take a quick break. But I'm here to be his placeholder for a moment. Thank you. Yeah. So if you've been on any of our streams where I popped in, or even just listened to John talk about it, I'm Abby, his wife of be 14 years on Thursday.
Anniversary's coming up.
Yeah, our anniversary's on Thursday.
Are you in focus?
It seems a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I do all of our resin work.
There we go.
I make all of our blanks. And I also do all of the finishing of pretty much all of our pen products, etc. As well as packing, shipping, and all of the kind of behind the scenes stuff for our small businesses. Yeah, he's been working on the Summer Splash, that's what I named it, for this week for Diamond Painting Pens. Thank you, Vinny. Yeah, it's exciting. We're super busy this week, so I think we're gonna put off celebrating for a little bit just because we are going out of town on Saturday. So, but yeah, we're good. Our kids are 12 and 10, and we've been doing the turning and our small businesses for 5 years now, I think. So that's when we started, actually working together as well as being married. So that's been a transition at that point, and something, a new skill set kind of that we had to learn, on top of like a marriage relationship of having to be business partners and a business relationship as well. So yeah, we're very much opposites, and we're in charge of very opposite things within the workshop. So yeah, I was up sand. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna step on stuff. I was up sanding last night, so you've seen some of the ones that he's been turning. Grabbing my bucket full of sanded ones. So let's see. Here we go. So these are them all polished and shiny. Like I said, I've called these Summer Splash. I used some fun neons, and these are also UV reactive. I don't have a UV light in here. And then I used this really cool glitter in the middle that I hadn't used before. They're like, I don't know. It reminds me of confetti a little bit. So yes, making the pretty colors and then making things shiny is what I say my job is. My main job. But yeah, I think I said like 20 yesterday. I got my wrist brace on because it started hurting my wrist. And then yeah, John's doing more of them for me to sand. And then I also have to sand all of these once their turn. So we got a lot of turning, a lot of sanding going on this week. But it's going to be great. We're going to get it all done by Friday. Right, John? Yep. Because we gotta. And when I say we have to, it's our own, obviously, goals / schedule. We have had a lot of travel this year already, or I have anyways. So that's kind of mixed up our schedule as far as when we're getting things done and what's getting done, because we do weekly drops. So that's what you see John doing most of the time, is turning the diamond painting pins for our weekly drops. But we also work on fountain pens, and those kind of get sprinkled in throughout. So yeah, we're still kind of figuring out our scheduling as far as that goes. But weeks before we go out of town anywhere are always a little crazy, because I'm doing this week's, which we're here for obviously, but I'm also doing next week's, which I do have a head start on those as well. Excuse me, because I'm still going to do our drops like as normal. We do Saturdays and we'll be out of town, but yeah, that's just that's the way we've done it, and the way we've scheduled and put things together. And it works well, because that way I'm only packaging packages, you know, like on one day a week instead of it being throughout the week, which is how, I'm so sorry, I said really late sanding, which is how we did it when we first started. When we first started, we had a bunch of random pins we would turn and finish, and then I would ship them as orders came in, and that meant I was spending like a little bit of time shipping, you know, every day, every couple days, and that became very inefficient come getting like, you know, 50-ish orders every week. Having those sprinkled throughout, it's just like messing up the flow of everything. So now it's what we do, drop style, so that I have my one day that I am sitting there all day packing orders. So yeah, you good now? Son's back. He's just standing over there. What's with the weird little, does it come out?
Oh yeah, that's a forever pencil. Oh no.
No, what's with this? I didn't like it. It's a forever pencil with a cool graphite tip and a eraser that's gone.
Wow, maybe eraser the tip tip.
No, did you pull it off, or did Stella eat it, or?
I swapped it with one of them.
She might have eaten it.
Huh?
Probably used it, but yeah. It writes pretty well. And over here. Meow, meow, meow. John has a bucket of the forever pencils done that have these cool hard graphite tips. And I actually use one of these inside of my office pretty often, but it writes, you know, like a pencil. There's not much of an eraser, but it does also erase like a pencil. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And the tips can be switched out and everything. So he's got a whole basket of those that we're hoping to bring with us to pin shows, to kind of have something else available for the non-pin people that come, because that's a pretty regular thing when we're at pin shows, to have like a spouse or a friend that has come with said pin lover and collector who's not really interested in pens, especially ones that are, you know, like our bespoke fountain pens. They're a pricier pen because we hand make them, and a lot of times they're looking for something that's, you know, it's a completely different price range, or something that they're going to use more often than a fountain pen. A fountain pen tends to be a little bit more finicky, or, you know, there's the extra steps of doing the ink and cleaning the nibs and all that stuff. So yeah, these are pretty cool little products that John came up with. Oh, you went back.
Redesign.
I don't like that shape.
Well, that's okay. They're not all for you.
Well, he did a lot of the shape that I do like, which is just like a regular tapered. This is how mine is inside. And I think this is actually a little bit longer, which is nicer. And then, funny shape one. But, yeah. Boxo forever pencils that will need to be sanded. These sand very similar to if you do any sort of pin kits, because it's just like a smooth kind of flat surface that's like tapered just a little bit. Those are absolutely the easiest things to sand. Things like this where it's got beading and other details like that, those take me quite a bit longer to sand just in general. So I gotta go back to what I was doing.
Please get it together, you.
I'm not staying up tonight, so
Don't do that, man.
I won't, but I do need to get back to what I was doing. I don't know what John's looking for.
I'm not looking for it. I'm organized.
But yeah, today is my inside day of making putty, and I'm on the second batch, and I have one more to do after this batch to be ahead. Because when I do 2 back-to-back drops, so Saturday, but not shipping out on my Monday because we're gonna be gone, that means I will combine shipping for the next week, and that usually takes me 2 days because it is a lot more packages. We've had, I think the most that I've done in like a packing session, we had 1 week where we had like 120 orders that I was getting done and getting out. Okay, you come back over here so I can leave.
Well, you're just rambling on.
Because you're not over here. I'm
Okay.
trying to fill your space.
Doesn't this look like tobacco? Well,
Oh, the ebonite? Yeah, it does.
it's not ebonite.
What is it?
It's wood. I was
Oh.
making the wooden section. Did I leave it in here?
I don't know, what is it? The dark one.
Fine.
Is it the, what is that, Cadillac? Something? I don't know, man.
You're mixing up where you say it. Not Cadillac.
What is it then?
Catalog.
It's still something sort of like that. Okay, well here. Maybe.
I was trying to show you.
I don't need to see it right now. Okay. Bye. Nice chatting with y'all. Nobody chatted back.
I said congratulations.
I saw that.
Vinny hit you up. Let's see. That. Cool. Switch back over here. Sweet. We're back. We got a little bit more work to do before calling it a day. We got to do some voiceovering. Yeah. That's pretty good. I don't know if y'all were here when I mentioned it, but my YouTube channel is, let's see, as far as analytics go, the next milestone would be inside of a year getting 4,000 hours of watch time, and I'm at 3,000. So that's pretty cool. I've offered enough value to some people that I've been able to get that much time. So that's awesome. Whoop. Yeah, we're gonna get back to turning these. For sure finish up these minis, but I need to get to some more of the regulars like she was talking about for the sandy beaches. Come on now. Alrighty. And away we go. Mm. Ben, what's up, dude? How you been? It has been a little bit, hasn't it? I kind of took a week off where I was working on some of the social media stuff, but I'm good, man. How are you? Good to see a friendly face in these uncharted areas of YouTube, that is. I'm trying to figure out why this skewy gouge isn't working how I want it to. It cannot be operator error, man. Oh man, I don't know. I'm not consistent enough, I guess. I gotta hang out with y'all more. Can't just wing it. But you know, let's see how this goes. So this is what I was talking about. So I know you've seen it, but the angle I think is a little steeper, so it's a little weird. So I don't know exactly if I need to come. I think I probably just need to come up a little more. I don't know. So there we are. We'll come up just a little bit. All right. Now we'll see, because in my mind, this should be on par with using the other tool, which it has not been so far. Or it's been too sharp, and I haven't been patient enough with it. Oh, speaking of sharpener, how's your sharpener working out for you? You've been giving it the old good tests? All right. Lower? Maybe. We'll see here shortly. Well, we'll try higher first, and then we'll move lower if it's still not feeling right. Yeah, that's probably what I should be doing, huh? So, like, some of the detailing stuff is fine. Like that, I do that all the time with a carbide. But I think it's because it's so sharp. Okay, so this is a pretty simple profile. Just dip down. So bevel contact here. See, it's just is so much like a carbide, shape-wise and everything. You get a little deeper into like these coves here. Uh-oh. Dangerously so. See, I think I'm turning like too thin of cuts, relatively speaking. Might have to get a piece of wood and continue. Tool rest lower. If I took it lower, I'd be real steep. But we can try it. Alright, so we've got to replicate this on the outside here. Alright. This is where I was having trouble too, is it kept hitting my finger when they're coming off. So that's a good smooth cut right there. But why is it taking so much to get that off? Okay. Now we need to do a sweep back. Come on now. Ah, a chip. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do it again. So we have bevel contact. Whoop. Now I got some cutting. I'm gonna tilt it, move. Now I'm doing it again. I don't know if I like this. Lower did work, so that's good. Well, it did something, we'll say. Okay, now this, I have to like ride the bevel to smooth this part out. That's what I do all the time, babe. Turn it to the side. Ah! Okay, that's a nice smooth cut. You know, I should probably do this on wood. Yeah. I'm gonna finish this one, then we'll grab a piece of wood. Cutting without bevel contact. Yes. That's how I like cutting. There we go. Nice and smooth. You see, I don't understand. Why can I do it with this, but not do it with the other thing? I think it's because it's as sharp as it is, and this is not as sharp. And so, it's a little more forgiving. Which is how I like it. If it's too sharp, I find that I get catches more often. I don't like that. We need some one-on-one time. What you want to talk about? You mean like on Discord? Or something like that? But yeah, we could arrange that, man. Maybe even like a multi-stream or something, where you're on it, I'm on it, you're on it. I don't know where it's gonna go, but you know, something like that. I've seen that on StreamYard and stuff. It'd be kind of cool. We can argue about like which tools are the best, and I'll tell you that it doesn't really matter as long as it serves the job. And but yeah, man. Some private lessons. Oh shoot. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't use very much high-speed steel. Standard tools, yeah. Well, I could see that. Oh, let's get a piece of wood. Huh? Okay. We've got a piece of purple heart here. I've got some just pieces of wood that are at various stages of completion. I cut this one. But yes, we're gonna see how this goes. And I haven't elevated or lowered the tool rest here. Let's see. Alright, Scoochy Gouge. Let's see. Look at that. Already doing some work. Go ahead and clean it in. Alright, up for jump on a call now? Well, I gotta say, I don't think I have Discord even on this computer. Okay, find the bevel. So I want to go this way, or that way, it doesn't really matter, I guess. So we'll have you nice and tall. Start cutting, and now we're walking. Ah! Alright, hindsight, not a good idea to do this without a face shield, but I had eye pro. Yours truly almost had a splinter in their eye. But let me reconfigure myself here. PPE, all right? Make sure you got your proper protective equipment on. That's nice. Nice big cut right there. Okay, bevel. Ride it. Oh, don't jerk it. Come on. Smooth. Alright, I definitely am better going that way. than this way. Okay. Ooh. All right, let's clean that other side up. All right. Position, rotate, and go across. No! Why do I feel like I have two left hands? Feels wrong. Okay. This side needs a little love still. All right, come on. Bevel, rotate, and here we go. One more time, one more time. Bevel, rotate, and just a little bit right there. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Woo! Look at that. That is smooth. All right. Well, now that I got this nice and smooth, all right. I guess we need to figure something else out right quick. Let's see. How long has the tool been cutting since last sharpening? I'll be honest, I haven't even turned a full pin. So maybe a full pin by now is what I would estimate the sharpening. Because I've done a little bit on the resin and I've done a little bit on the wood. But I like my finger right here. And it makes it so my finger's that fulcrum, and that's no good. But that's how I'm used to having my hand. So I think that's why I like it a little bit higher. Right? Yeah. So we'll try that. A little higher again. See, that'll go back and forth. And I won't have to use my finger as the fulcrum. Yeah. All right, we're going to try this. Smooth it out right quick one more time. Yeah. It's going to go nice, double contact, and then rotate forward. Nice. Come on, bevel. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, baby. There it is. Ooh. Okay, well that is a beauty. See, this is the only reason I like it. Now, if I was to use carbide that is a little dull, we're going to go ahead and mark the other side. How about that? So we'll just assume that the right side is going to be carbide, and then the other side is going to be the scooch gouge. And we're just going to run with a normal shape. I'm a little high for this. That's okay. Okay. Come on. It does not want to taper. At least this way. So, it makes sense now that I think about it. Because, I mean, if I'm thinking about it, the fibers are like this, right? The fibers are going a long way. And then when I'm cutting this way, it's like I'm trying to shave it off, but I'm getting little catches. So, what I just learned is that you go down. Go down the slope. Was at least a better way to go about smoothing it out. but it feels, I really want to go the other way. Alright, I'm just going to have to finish that a little bit with sandpaper. Alright, so this is about done as far as what I would do with a regular carbide. So, give a little look at that. Now I gotta say, that's pretty nice with a carbide. I'll always go downhill on wood. Hey, that makes sense. Talk about a life lesson. Or a wood turning lesson. Okay. So, if I have to go down the whole time, then I will need to go like this. Gotta find that sweet spot. See, now I really just want to go this way. And it worked fine. Not too bad. See, now I'm going uphill again, right? Yeah. Going down. Okay. Double contact. And that's there we go. I'm not gonna lie, this feels nicer for sure. However, this way. I suppose with repetitions I will get more efficient. And eventually, I suppose I will. Yes, you're correct. I am scraping. Oh, don't mess with that side. All right. Well, for fine-tuning purposes, I need to scrape, I think. Okay. Well, I'd say that the steel side is smoother. I'll concede that is the case. However, I don't think that it's like too bad. But yeah, you definitely get a cleaner surface with the steel. But I find it more challenging so far. But it's also on wood, so I don't usually turn on wood. This is a part of why you can't really compare the two. There's kind of four different purposes, if I was being honest with my assessments of these things. Sometimes when I'm going on the down slope part for the spindle master thing, the scoochy gouge feels wrong. Ah, with the 1,000 hours, go be a pro. Okay. Does that include sharpening? Please tell me that includes sharpening. All right, well, that is fine. I don't know. Doesn't. I don't know how to show this, but it's definitely smoother on one than the other. I'll put you right there. All right, let's do it again. That, I reckon, is how you learn. Let's go down. Let's try to do a whole one. Oh, of course it doesn't include sharpening. Because I'd be at the sharpening station for 1,000 hours if that was the case. Did you see this thing? I don't even know what it is. But yeah, I made this. Oh, I found that nice and simple. There we go. That's why you have 13 of the same gouge. Goodness gracious. Now, do you think 13 gouges or 13 different carbides would be? Okay, here's what we're going to try and do. We're going to do this, and then we're going to ride it that way, and then we're going to ride it this way. Yeah, we're going to see how that goes. How do I hold you? Okay. Try to do some round ends here. Okay. Bevels. Slope. Alright, well this one doesn't want to do the other side apparently. We'll do everything you want to do. Alright, back to this little guy here. Let's see. Can we go here. Do a little of that, a little of this. All the same type, so one gouges, nice. Well, that's good. That's good. All right. What? Let's see. What we're gonna do here. I guess we'll just do like a little cove here. See, it feels like I should just whoop, scoop it, scrape it. So, there. Yes. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go for like a rounded profile. I'm using it like a scraper again. Okay. go. Aha! Yeah. Yeah, I caught it. I caught it late, but I caught it. You're right. So if it's like this, which way do I start? If it's just straight flat. Which way do you start if it's just flat? Towards the outside, maybe? It seems like it would be right. Not good. That's nice. From the top, does that mean center? Or the outside? If I had like a cylinder right here, if I start with one of these, am I starting in the middle or the outsides? Normally I start in the middle, but if I have to go one way down a hill, how does that do it? So, bevel, rotate, sweep. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I start in the middle too because that's kind of where the weakest area is, and then if I'm doing something kind of thin, I don't want it to vibrate in the middle. Okay. See right here, I really want to go up. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Okay, now for the very upper part here. Up and down. And down some more. So maybe that was initially my problem. Okay. Well, let's, you know what we're going to do? Let's just keep making it skinnier. Now I want to make it as skinny as I can. Yep. Never drag or pull. Huh, okay. Always push. Okay. There we go. Alright. That, okay. Man, going from right to left is a lot harder. Try to get this leveled out. And then we'll try to do a nice long pass here. Try to get everything pretty level. Hey, Khalil, how are you doing? Right now I'm kind of just playing around with this tool here. Come on. Oh. Okay, here we go. Nice cleaning pass. Contact. Oh, nice and easy now. Come on. Ah, see, don't go uphill like that. Sharpening time? No way. No way. Okay, now that we have effectively made a little stick here, I'm going to leave that for something. I don't know. Well, that's nice. All right, now I just got to do that like 15 more times, and then start to build more confidence with it. Anyway, pretty thin. There you go. Now you can kind of see. Well, that's interesting. But negative. No sharpening time. Like I bought a round tool, a round bar rather, so I can make something similar to this. Because I want to try and make it so I can put a carbide there. So I don't think that would be that hard. But I'd also have that rounded profile. So that'll be fun once I do that. I gotta make a handle still. Let's see. But yeah, you know what? Let's try it. We'll try it. Now that it's a little more dull. Yes, I will try that. Alrighty. Just a little of this. The angle is still quite steep here. So, well, okay. This one is going to be a pain. But yeah, I think, Ben, what you're talking about, man, as far as the wood versus resin, man, that's definitely a very distinct difference that I don't consciously think about when I'm turning plastic versus wood. So, kind of interesting. Hey, right on, man. Well, it's good seeing you, buddy. Yeah, we'll iron out when we'll get together as far as some calm action, and then maybe go from there. Kind of talked about it a little while ago as far as not multi-streaming, but having a little duo action. Be pretty cool. We'll have to think of a project though that we can like work on concurrently if we do want to do that. I don't know, just a thought. Alright, let's see. Just going to do normal scraping here. Jeez. These noodles are much finer with this. Well, I guess that little bit of practice with the wood made a difference here. Whether it dulled it enough or whether my technique is a little different, or both, probably a combination of both. Has anybody ever used this tool before? Anybody? Well, the tool is different, we'll say. It's a, let's see, made in England, crown tool. It's a crown tool. Kind of like the, what was it called? Spindle Master. The Scucci gouge, I'm pretty sure is what this one's called. So it's a combination of a skew, chisel, and gouge. That's interesting. Yeah, getting smooth runs is my problem. That was nice. That needs to be shaved. See, that's the thing, man. I think with certain tools, you just got to learn the limitations and considerations and the hand position for manipulating the different shapes and everything. And hopefully that made sense. But ultimately, you need practice with it. So, yeah, this is a very unusual thing here. Sharing my practice with you. Okay. Well, it's definitely not faster. Although, kind of looks like the surface is a little cleaner, doesn't it? Maybe you can't see it. But I'll just show you one from another. So, what I'm looking at, you can kind of see that there's a shine. There's a different kind of shine on each of these. This one here was with the steel, and this was the carbide. But the carbide's been used for quite a while, so interesting. But some of the things I was talking about is that you will feel the tool, and I have a lot of time with this particular tool, and so I'm just able to be more efficient, I guess. So when you are doing things like that, I would say that that's relevant for determining what you intend on turning. So I'm a big fan of carbide for resin, and as not good as I am with steel, I think maybe steel is the way to go for wood. And that's if you're trying to get the best finish off the tool, I would say. Otherwise, I don't think it really matters, except for the know-how. Okay, we got a few more. We're not going to do this tool anymore, although I will say that's probably easy to make. I also need to lower the tool rest here. number is this? 6. 6. Okay. A little bit of that. Now, I'm pretty sure I knew already to go down, but I didn't do it for whatever reason. When it came to steel on wood, or even carbide, I guess. But since I primarily turn resin, I guess it's even more forgiving. So I don't have to think about the wood fibers and stuff like that. At least much. Like, I guess one of the things that I find, I guess, more comforting about the carbide is that I can push a little harder, but it's because I've used it as long as I have. But when I change the carbide insert, it'll be a lot sharper, so I have to not push as hard until I get the feel that I like calibrate the pressure you can put on it. That's a weird way to think about it. But pretty interesting. Angel too? What is disturbing? Go! Boom. Yeah, what's disturbing, Angel? Tell me. I need to know. Alright, almost there with these. It is 440. Nice. Okay. Toby. Right. I'll wrap this up here shortly. I don't know how you can drop into a chat saying something's disturbing and then leave me on this cliffhanger.
I guess I gotta wait till next season to find out.
Thank you. Christina, how you doing? Having a good day? Blessed day. Thank you. For your having a blessed day. Either way, wonderful and or thank you. Right on. Well, thank you. Cool. Almost done. Are you a turner, Christina? Or anybody really. Yeah. Huh? What was that? I was asking you if you were a turner. I pulled off the diamond painting pin, the tool handle, or the craft handle. But yeah, I was asking if you were a turner or if anybody was a turner here. It's so cool. Oh, that's all right. No problem. I didn't know what a lathe was until about 6 years ago. You haven't seen it before? That's awesome. That's why I do it. I want people to be able to see it. You've been known to turn... Ben, you're back! But yeah, Ben, I think the spot that the other tool is right now, I think I prefer it there. Not as sharp. But that's cool. There's a lot of different craft handles that can be made, and this is one of the ones that we, well, built a business around, actually. I mean, it started off where I wanted to turn, and I figured out some stuff along the way, and then my mom was diamond painting and still using that little pink stick, and well, that was just not acceptable anymore because I can make things round and varying girthnesses. So, yeah. And different material, and then, well, there we go. 5 years later, 5.5 years later, still doing it. Having a good time. All right, done with all the minis. So, let me turn off Morty here. Yeah, Ben, you were right on the money about that. It is a very satisfying hobby. Very satisfying hobby indeed. Oh, let's see. I guess one of the things I really like about it, here, hop over here. Come on over. There we go. There we go. Hey. But yeah, man, it's a very satisfying hobby. It's, I mean, saved me some therapy trips, I think. But yeah, for sure. It's been a great time, great journey, good adventure, you know, kind of documenting progress as you go, and you know, just seeing the different things that you come up with, how you do it, and all that stuff. A lot of people look on different forums and things like that to determine, you know, how to do something, but I think that's a good starting point, and you know, branch out and kind of vary, kind of go your own way with it all. So at least that's my thoughts on it. I'm sure everybody's got different thing, but if you see somebody doing something that you want to do, and well, I mean, if you see somebody doing what it is that you want to do, then you should probably follow that person for a little bit until you learn what you can, and then branch from there. Only problem is the people you might meet. I haven't had any problems with anybody that I met so far. Except for this one dude. Then he does some big old spindle stuff, but I'm just kidding. But it was a good stream. See, 3.5 hours? Heck yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's not really much else to talk about, man. I tried the Scoochie Gouge, tried that. It's about time to hit the trail. But yeah, appreciate you all being here, hanging out. Hope it was. I hope it's a nice hangout spot, really. But yeah, if you want me to change the mood lighting, I won't, but you can ask. Change the tone, the theme, everything. But in the meantime, I will see you around, and keep an eye out for those upcoming bespoke pin videos I'm working on. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Hope you have a good evening, and I will see you the next time.